The Tibetan Plateau, often called the roof of the world, stands as one of the most extreme and breathtaking landscapes on Earth. Covering an area of approximately 2.5 million square kilometers, this vast expanse of high-altitude terrain sits at an average elevation of over 4,500 meters, 14,800 feet, above sea level. It is the highest and largest plateau on the planet, bordered by the mighty Himalayas to the south, the Karakoram Range to the west, and the Kunlun Mountains to the north. Despite its harsh climate, where temperatures frequently drop below freezing and oxygen levels are significantly lower than at sea level, the plateau has been home to human civilizations for thousands of years. The people and wildlife that inhabit this rugged environment have developed extraordinary adaptations to survive and thrive in one of the most challenging places on Earth. Life on the Tibetan Plateau is defined by its extreme climate. Winters are long and bitterly cold, with temperatures plummeting to as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius or minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas. Summers, though short, can be surprisingly warm during the daytime, with temperatures rising above 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the plateau's high elevation means that nights remain frigid even in summer. The air is thin, with oxygen levels about 40% lower than those at sea level, making it difficult for newcomers to acclimate. Snowstorms, strong winds, and intense ultraviolet radiation from the sun further contribute to the region's challenging living conditions. Precipitation is scarce, and much of the plateau is classified as a cold desert, with arid conditions dominating the landscape. Despite these challenges, the Tibetan Plateau remains a place of incredible resilience, where both humans and animals have evolved to cope with its unforgiving nature. The indigenous people of Tibet, known as the Tibetans, have lived on the plateau for thousands of years, developing unique cultural and physiological adaptations to the extreme environment. One of the most remarkable human adaptations to high-altitude living is the increased production of red blood cells, which allows Tibetans to efficiently utilize oxygen in the thin air. Unlike other high-altitude populations, Tibetans do not suffer from chronic mountain sickness, a condition caused by prolonged exposure to low oxygen levels. Instead, they have a genetic adaptation that enhances their ability to survive at high elevations without excessive blood thickening, which can lead to cardiovascular problems. This adaptation is believed to have evolved due to a genetic mutation inherited from the ancient Denisovans, a now extinct hominin species. Tibetan culture is deeply intertwined with Buddhism, which has played a central role in shaping the region's traditions, art, and way of life. Monasteries, prayer flags, and stupas dot the landscape, serving as spiritual centers for the Tibetan people. Despite the harsh conditions, Tibetans have built some of the most awe-inspiring monasteries in the world, such as the iconic Potala Palace in Lhasa, which was once the winter residence of the Dalai Lama. Tibetan Buddhism emphasizes compassion, meditation, and the pursuit of enlightenment, values that have helped the people of the plateau endure their challenging environment. Yak butter lamps illuminate the interiors of monasteries, and prayer wheels spun by the faithful are a common sight in Tibetan communities. The Tibetan Plateau is also home to one of the world's most unique nomadic cultures. Tibetan herders, known as Drokpas, have traditionally relied on yaks for their survival. Yaks, which are perfectly adapted to the high-altitude environment, provide milk, meat, wool, and even fuel in the form of dried dung. These sturdy animals are indispensable to Tibetan life, serving as pack animals and offering sustenance in an otherwise barren landscape. The Drokpas migrate with their herds across the plateau, following the seasonal availability of grazing pastures. Their lifestyle is one of resilience and self-sufficiency, with traditional yak hair tents providing shelter from the fierce winds and cold temperatures. Agriculture on the Tibetan Plateau is limited by the harsh climate, but Tibetans have mastered the art of cultivating hardy crops such as barley, buckwheat, and potatoes. Barley in particular plays a crucial role in Tibetan cuisine, as it is used to make tsampa, a staple food made by mixing roasted barley flour with yak butter tea. Tsampa is highly nutritious and energy-dense, making it an ideal food for people living in extreme conditions. Yak butter tea, a salty and high-calorie beverage, helps Tibetans stay warm and maintain their energy levels in the freezing temperatures. Fermented yak milk, known as chirpi, is another important food source, providing essential nutrients in a region where fresh vegetables are scarce. Wildlife on the Tibetan Plateau is equally remarkable, with many species evolving unique adaptations to the high-altitude environment. The plateau is home to the elusive snow leopard, a top predator that relies on its thick fur and powerful limbs to navigate the rugged terrain. The Tibetan antelope, or chiru, is another iconic species, known for its ability to survive in the freezing cold and evade predators with its swift movements. The plateau is also inhabited by wild yaks, blue sheep, and the Tibetan fox, all of which have developed physiological traits to endure the extreme climate. The black-necked crane, a sacred bird in Tibetan culture, migrates to the plateau to breed in the summer, adding to the region's rich biodiversity. Climate change poses a significant threat to the Tibetan Plateau and its inhabitants. Rising temperatures have led to the rapid melting of glaciers, which serve as a crucial water source for millions of people living downstream. The plateau is often referred to as the third pole because it contains the largest reserve of fresh water outside the Arctic and Antarctic regions. However, as glaciers shrink, water availability is becoming increasingly uncertain, threatening both human communities and the delicate ecosystems of the region. Additionally, the encroachment of modern infrastructure, including roads, railways, and urban development, is altering the traditional way of life for many Tibetans. While modernization brings certain benefits, such as improved healthcare and education, it also poses challenges to preserving Tibet's unique cultural heritage and nomadic traditions. Despite these challenges, the Tibetan people remain deeply connected to their land, culture, and spiritual traditions. Their resilience in the face of adversity is a testament to the strength of human adaptation and the enduring spirit of those who call the roof of the world their home. Whether through the herding of yaks, the spinning of prayer wheels, or the chanting of ancient Buddhist mantras, life on the Tibetan Plateau continues to thrive, carrying forward a legacy that has endured for millennia in one of the most awe-inspiring landscapes on Earth.